So my first question to you is, what's your key agenda here in Delhi? What kind of meetings you had so far?
We had meetings with all the relevant ministries that are important for EU-India relationships, so the Ministry of Power, the Ministry of Steel, the Ministry of Commerce, the Ministry of Finance, all the relevant Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Renewables. We have an intense relationship with India in the issues of taxation, the issues of border, customs border management, environmental border issues. So I had an engagement with all the necessary authorities, and the second day we have an intense engagement with industry. Direct engagement with industry to understand better what is the interest of the European market for them, what are the issues that they face in their European market, issues of technology of transfer, burden of having when they deal with Europe. That was equally important as it is the engagement with the authorities.
So the second question is on CBAM. What has been your discussion on CBAM with the ministry officials, and do you think that there is a worry here in India regarding this taxation?
Yeah, it's not a tax and it's not a tariff. This is a measure that allows us to treat the same products in the same way, in a way that we didn't distinguish between countries, between companies. We look at the products, we measure the embedded emissions at the product level, and we make sure that what enters our market or what exits your market has the same characteristics. So I think it was a very useful engagement. There has been a lot of misunderstanding about the nature and the functionalities of CBAM. It is always the case when there is an indirect discussion and not direct discussion. So we have been talking now with the ministries and the industry, and I think that we opened the way for technical discussions at ministry level to make sure that we have a correct understanding of the function of the instrument. CBAM is in a transition phase, so this means that we're incorporating now the comment of the trading partners, of the companies, the industries involved. It is focusing on limited sectors, and it will remain an instrument that does not color our relationship with trading relationship with India. It is an environmental measure focusing only in specific sectors, steel and aluminium primarily, in the case of India, where we have substantial imports. The sectors covered by the carbon border adjustment mechanism are sectors where Europe is a net importer, so we will keep importing and increasing our imports from abroad in these sectors, and this is very important for the Indian industry, that they know that they have an important export market for their products. We measure ambitions at the product level, not at the facility level, that this makes it possible for the different Indian companies to produce products that are good for the European market.
But essentially you said it's misunderstood. Here in India there are concerns, so how have you been able to allay those concerns? Because it looks tough to do business in EU post the imposition of this CBAM.
This was not confirmed neither by the discussions with the industry nor by the first data that we received. In the transition period, we only have some reporting on the imports on these goods, and the 2 quarters that we have received data, we have goods of Indian origin has been fully reported. The industry is able to apply the methodology. The data that we receive are quite detailed. So it shows that there are not particular barriers, and I think a lot of the industries that I have met are saying that they have products that are sustainable, and they are even having an embedded emissions lower than the EU. We met also, we do not have much trade in cement, but we met companies in the cement sector who says they have lower embedded emissions than in Europe, and they are looking for export opportunities in the cement sector. So once you go and you understand how the instrument works, and you see that the instrument is not designed as a barrier or as a tax. It's just an instrument that allows the companies with more sustainable products to benefit compared to other products. So it creates a positive, let's say, competition between the companies, and the ones that are greener, they have a better and more open access, and they don't need to have any CBAM certificates or this. It is already possible today for certain products made in India to enter the EU market, even if we had theoretically the application of CBAM, which is not going to come until 2026.
So you can say that it's not concerning development for Indian companies.
It's not a concerning development. There are improvements that we can make. I think we received specific comments on how we deal with the reporting requirements and how we could simplify the reporting requirements, some improvements in administrative burden. I think this is important to go. We have specific technical comments when it comes to the use of scrap and how we take scrap into account. So there are issues that we will enter now in a constructive dialogue to facilitate the specific issues that have come up.
So my final question, how do you see India-EU relationship, cooperation, especially when it comes to the taxation area, an area which you take care of?
I think it's very important. The overall EU-India relationship is becoming increasingly important as part of the geopolitical developments. We have an EU-India summit coming up early next year. All our leaders, both at the level of the European Commission and the European Council, the member states recognize this. It's a very broad relationship. It's not only about economic and trade issues. Cooperation in environment and sustainability is very important. India has made impressive commitments to renewable energy, to sustainable growth, and I think we have a lot of areas in common to develop with India. We have areas of transferring of technology, areas of financing the transformation of your country. So there is a broad engagement across a range of economic, trade, and diplomatic and security factors that we need to engage. And I think every opportunity to have more technical dialogues on issues that there are opportunities to improve our engagement are positive. I think the engagement with the private sector provides a leverage in this relationship. It is a very vibrant private sector here in India, and I think a lot of positive engagement between not only the engagement at the public sector level but also in the private sector.
Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to WION.
Thank you.